not many opportunities you get to win an opening Test match in India, are there?
They're not. I was actually, do you know what? You've thrown me slightly there. I was just going to ask you how much sleep you'd had.
I'm not sure, because our boss is watching.
Oh, right, OK.
I'm not sure it's the best,
yeah, okay.
best subject for me to talk about.
Lots and lots of sport happening overnight and live sport happening right now, as Dan mentioned, because England's cricketers are batting again and looking to extend their commanding lead after bowling out India on the fourth morning of the first Test in India. Now, as we've been hearing already, the Australian Open is underway in Melbourne. Some of the big names are already through to the second round. Now, the opening weekend of the Six Nations concluded with Wales beating Ireland in a brutal encounter in Cardiff. Ireland. It is a long way back now for Jurgen Klopp's side after a 4-1 defeat by Manchester City leaves them 10. Now, despite being bottom of the Scottish Premiership, Hamilton managed to snatch a late draw against league leaders Rangers. Now, a couple of shock results have opened up the title race in the Women's Super League, with leaders Chelsea and second-place Manchester United both losing. And I'm going to hand back now to Dan to ask, is there anything that Tom Brady cannot do?
Incredible performance again.
43.
I know, he's been in 10 Super Bowls, he's won 7 of them.
He's
won more than basically every other team, not individual, team in NFL.
I think it's fair to say he's focused, though, isn't he?
Yes, I think,
on his physical fitness and health.
Well, we'll find out a little bit more from our guests who are coming up in a moment, actually, because
Tom Brady with his 7th Super Bowl win, making him the...
Sally.
Is there anything Tom Brady can't... Isn't he doing totally bonkers things to keep himself young and fit and healthy?
He sleeps in a bed that's worth thousands of pounds.
Yeah.
And it's diamonds.
Yes.
He drinks avocado smoothies. And he also has the temperature of the room constantly set to what he considers to be the perfect temp.
And doesn't he have, like, the perfect amount of sleep?
At 10 hours a night, apparently.
Just like the rest of us. Not really. At the age of 43, Tom Brady has guided the Tampa Bay Buccaneers to a 31-9 victory over the Kansas City Chiefs to extend his record for Super Bowl wins to 7. To put that into context, that is more than any single team. Now, the biggest... England are building a big lead after bowling out India on the fourth morning of the first Test in Chennai. The home side were all out for 300 now after all the issues over travel and coronavirus protocols. The Australian Open is finally underway in Melbourne, with Serena Williams and Naomi Osaka among those already through to the second round. The opening weekend of the Six Nations concluded with Wales beating Ireland in a brutal encounter in Cardiff. Now, it is a long way back for Jurgen Klopp's side after a 4-1 defeat by Manchester City leaves them 10, already developing a very, very commanding lead.
What a season Phil Foden's having as well.
Isn't he fantastic? Great performance from him yesterday.
Yeah, it's good to see the young guns doing well, isn't it?
As England look to build a match-winning lead against India. Okay, getting a little bit sweaty at the moment perhaps, and maybe a little bit more nervous. Well, despite being in a very strong position, England's hopes of building an unassailable lead on day 4 of the first Test against India have been halted by a spirited bowling display from the home side. Now, at the age of 43, Tom Brady has guided the Tampa Bay Buccaneers to a 31-9 victory over the Kansas City Chiefs to extend his record for Super Bowl wins to 7. To put that into context, that is more than any single NFL team. Now, after all the issues over travel and coronavirus protocols, the Australian Open is finally underway in Melbourne, with Serena Williams and Naomi Osaka among those already through to the second round. It is a long way back now for Premier League champions Liverpool in the title race, after a 4-1 defeat by Manchester City leaves them 10 performance from Foden. That was great to see.
Brilliant to see the young man.
Yeah,
doing well.
Thanks,
big future ahead.
The promise.
He's also, but the other good thing about it is he's been well looked after by his manager, hasn't he? Pep Guardiola held him back for a long time, said he wasn't quite ready, and now you're seeing, I suppose, the fruits of that careful management.
And at times he was criticised, wasn't he, for holding him back a little bit too much? Maybe he was right all along.
Yeah, who knows? The armchair critics are there. Thank you very much.